What's up, swim team? It's the Big C, aka CJ Extreme, aka CJ Lionheart of Continental Championship Wrestling. Check us out on YouTube. I I have a single question yet again for the Q&A. This one actually comes from one of my best friends, ex Night Heat, and let me see if I can find what he asked me. I basically remember it, but I want to make sure I quote it correctly when I answer these questions that people give me. Is it this one? It's this one. Let's see. All right. He asked, what do you do to motivate yourself when you need it? So I feel like that's a complicated question to a degree. Like, there's some simple answers, but what motivates me is like contextual. Like, it depends on circumstances, right? So I'll just list off some things that like are situations where I need motivation and just like talk about what I do, I guess. I think that could be pretty interesting, right? Um, so let's start off, I guess, with YouTube simply because, maybe some people watching this, maybe want to be YouTubers themselves, or, maybe they want to know, hey, how do you get the energy to upload? Because not everybody has that. And I'll admit, a lot of times I don't really have the energy to do it. I just kind of have a routine, Sometimes it's not even like me being motivated to do it. It's just like the schedule. But I do know at the end of the day, no matter what I do, right? If I want something, I have to go pursue it, right? Like, if I want to be better at UFC, the game, I have to play it. If I want to be a YouTuber, I have to upload at some point, right? I have to have some sort of consistency. And I've always said that my channel could succeed. It's just a lack of consistency. I never really thought the quality of my videos were necessarily bad. It's just that I don't upload enough for anyone to even notice that I'm there, So this year I've been trying to upload every day to get that notoriety, to get my name out there. So kind of having that goal of just at least getting some traction. And I feel like that's a small goal, but at the same time, it's not. Right now, a small goal that I have for the channel, this is another thing that helps me stay motivated for uploading. My small goal right now is to just have a video every day, including live streams and shorts, which it's a big goal in terms of like doing it all year. But the small goal is to have one video a day, And if I don't, then the next day I do 2 videos or 3 or however many I need to do to make up for the day or days that I missed, right? Pretty ridiculous, but at the same time, it's simple, leading to a larger overarching goal, right? Let's talk about the gym. I feel like I kind of got the gist of that. I don't think I have to go too much detail, but the gym, for instance. So one of the things when I was like telling people I want to be a wrestler, the main thing that I'll always get plagued with was, hey, you're too small. Now, none of you or most of you have not seen me in real life, right? You have no clue what I look like. I mean, I have like pictures, but at the same time, you don't really know. And depending on the person, I'm either small or big. Like, some people have seen me for a long time, so as my appearance changes, it's like, oh wow, she's just getting bigger or whatever. But then like someone else, say at the gym, they see me and they like think I'm small or whatever, and they're like, they see me trying to do something, they kind of watch to make sure that I'm safe and I can lift whatever it is I'm lifting. And I wouldn't put anything on the bar that I can't lift, so that's just me. But it's just something that I noticed. And to keep me motivated to go to the gym, I'm not gonna lie. Part of it is me trying to, just stay in shape, which is not a big goal to a degree to me. It's relative depending on who you ask. For me, it's like, as long as I exercise to some degree, I'm in shape, right? That's what I think. I think as long as I'm trying to improve my cardio or muscle mass or strength or just trying to stay, active, as long as I'm doing one of those 4 things, I'm staying in shape, right? Some sort of goal. So I don't go to the gym all the time, right? I go to the gym usually Monday, Tuesday, sometimes Wednesday, right after work. And then Thursday I have training. And then sometimes on Saturday I have training or I have a wrestling show or Sunday. So I'm basically kind of always working out to a degree. So what keeps me going really is just kind of having small goals, again, for the gym. Another thing that helps me is just like having people to look forward to. Like sometimes I have a gym crush. I mean, that happens. Sometimes we'll get into that later, but sometimes I have someone who I'm just attracted to. And I know that the only time I see them is at the gym. So it encourages me to go. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not only going to see them, but it'll give me that extra push to be like, hey, by the way, if you don't go, in case I feel like I kind of don't want to go today, if you don't go, you're not going to see so-and-so. So then I go. And even if I don't even talk to them all day or see them, at least I went to the gym and still worked out, you know. That's something I don't do. I don't go, if I go somewhere to do something, I'm not going to be there and not do it. Like, I'm not going to go and not do whatever it is I intended to do. That just, to me, that's a waste of time, you know. So yeah. Let's say another thing. We talk about the gym. We talk about YouTube. What's another thing that can motivate? Sometimes just getting up and going to work. Like sometimes I don't even like going to my job. I just like, bro. It's not even like I hate the people. It just gets draining sometimes, bro. Sometimes you just want to stay home. And what motivates me in that instance would be, I need to have money to pay rent, so I have to go, you know. I have priorities. So that will motivate me in that instance. So kind of thinking about like the feeling of being broke. 'Cause I've been broke before. I haven't been poor necessarily, like out in the street or being homeless, but I've been broke before. Like I've seen negative numbers in my account before. And that shit sucked. I hated asking people for money. I hated asking for help. And even though it's okay to ask for help, it was still like, I should not be in the situation that I'm in. There's something that I'm doing wrong and I need to fix it. And it's annoying that I even have to be in this situation in the first place, right? So what motivated me basically with work is just like the feeling of not having financial stability, you know? And I wouldn't even say I'm necessarily financially stable now, but at the moment with my current lifestyle, I don't really need to look at my bank account to see that my money is there at where I'm at right now. Not to say that I have a shit ton of money. I don't even have close to a shit ton. I think I have, I'm not going to say exactly how much I have, but it ain't nothing impressive. Let's just say that. It ain't nothing impressive. Maybe for some people, but for me, I could do a lot better. Maybe if I had a different job, but right now I'm comfortable, you know. And sometimes being comfortable can be bad. So let's say if I need to change something, I need motivation to change something about my life, right? So we talked about change in terms of like, hey, I have to upload more consistently. So I motivate myself by having small goals. We talked about motivating myself to go to work, and it's like I have priorities. We talked about going to the gym because I want to, you know, be more in shape for wrestling, look better, and also see the people that like I am interested in, you know, having those goals like that. When it comes to just change in general, that one's a hard one because sometimes there's something about you that it's hard for you to know when to change, right? Because people will tell you or suggest for you that something about you is in need of a change. Like a lot of times when I talk about being interested in someone, at some point along the way, someone will encourage me to change my appearance. And I'm comfortable with how I look to a degree. Like, I have an afro. Some people are like, you need to shape it up, or you need to get a fade, or you need to cut it all together. And it's like as if that's like the deal breaker for people, my hair. Some people will say that like you need to change in terms of your approach, you know, how you walk up to people, how you talk or whatever. Like sometimes I'm a bit too negative. Like you can hear it in my videos. I'll say something self-deprecating about myself, and it's like I don't even know how you guys react because no one says anything because who makes it that far into the video. But sometimes I'll say I'm an asshole, but someone else might know me, and they're like, "No, you're actually exceptionally nice." And that perspective varies from person to person. Not everyone's going to have the same opinion about you. So sometimes, I get down on myself like that. But in terms of needing to change, it kind of just comes from, am I comfortable with myself, basically? So in realizing that I needed to change my approach with females, because at first for me, and maybe to y'all see this as a red flag if some of you are in the know, some of you aren't. For me, walking up to talk to someone is perfectly normal. Saying hello, starting a small conversation, and walking away and leaving them be is a normal thing to do. As long as you're not talking to them while they're in the middle of something. Like, you don't talk to someone while they're in the middle of a set. Man or woman or whatever, like, it's just weird, and it's inconsiderate, and it's rude. You don't try to just randomly walk up and talk to someone while they're trying to, I don't know, use the ATM machine. You know what I mean? Like, I understand the timing aspect. The issue is not really the timing. The issue is how I'm talking to them, right? I'm not walking up and talking to them being rude per se, but sometimes you got to start small. Like, sometimes you have to just be like, wave and say, hey, how's it going? Especially if you've already talked to them before. If you already had like a small talk with them before, you can pass her by, like walk up to them and be like, hey, what's going on? Like, say hello. And you don't have to have a conversation. You can just have a small greeting. And by the time you greeted them enough times, at some point you can walk up and have a full length conversation because you have that rapport. It doesn't have to necessarily be like a super long one, but you can have small talk because they know this person's nice. They're not creepy. They just walk up and say hello every now and then they talk to you. And that's what I try to do. It's not perfect, and it may not even work. I mean, I've been single my whole life, so I don't know. But it doesn't seem like the worst idea in the world, right? To try to change your approach, to kind of adjust to everyone else in society. Because while to me something may be normal, it doesn't mean it's normal for everybody else. And I can't force what I think is normal onto other people. I can't force my own outlook on life onto other people. It's not fair. So to a degree, I have to change it. I don't necessarily change my personality, but I can change how I walk up to someone to be considerate of their personality or their personal experiences, right? Because if I think about it, if I didn't want to be bothered and someone walked up to me and started talking to me, I would be annoyed. I would be. So, I got to take that into consideration as to how someone else would feel if I approached them. Now we can get into, I guess, having the courage to talk to someone you want to pursue as a significant other. So I like women, right? And sometimes I don't really think I should try because in my mind, I'm always thinking like, well, because, like I said, I've been single my whole life. So my logic sometimes or often is this isn't going to happen, right? Like, if I see someone, like right now, my thought process, even though it's not necessarily correct at all, if I find someone attractive, in all likelihood, they don't feel the same way. That's just what I think. Like, if I like someone, in all likelihood, they are in a relationship, or they don't like me, or they're pursuing someone else that isn't me, right? There's like, and sometimes I like someone and they like me, and it just hasn't dawned on me that they are interested. I just don't think that they are, so I don't try, right? Sometimes that goes over my head. I don't know if I have an example. I have an example from high school, but not in recent years. I don't think I've ran into someone that I liked and they liked me. Like, it kind of gets hinted at every now and then, but no one ever says it directly, so I kind of just go with it. Like, for instance, there was this girl from work who I thought was super attractive, and I never shot my shot because my brain was like, there's no way this lady likes me. This is just not happening. And she did. I didn't think she did, but she did. And then she moved on, and I was like, oh, you're dumb. And not her, but me. And then there's another lady who was giving me a shot, but my logic was like, well, you have a boyfriend. I'm not going to try to date you while you have a boyfriend, that's just me. But there was, some opportunities missed. So it's not necessarily true per se. But to motivate myself with that, it's just like coming to just accepting that this may not work out, and that's okay. But as so long as I tried, at least in the end, I didn't regret not trying at all. Thanks for watching.